Applying for a job in 2026 is become absolutely pointless. And here are the three reasons why it has become such a case. First of all, there are fewer jobs and far more candidates than there has been for at least 12 years. In the UK, they're talking about right now that there's the least amount of jobs on job boards that there has been in 12 years, whilst at the same time, there are more candidates than ever. And if you add into all of that, the prospect that you have AI screening people on one side and AI making it super easy to apply, you've turned it into an absolute nightmare for recruiters, for companies, and indeed for candidates themselves. Your chances used to be about a 1 in 20 to a 1 in 50 chance of actually getting hired for every application that you made. Pretty straightforward stuff. But whereas it is now, you're looking at between 1 in 100, 1 in 500, quite often 1 in thousands. I've seen situations where you've had chances of over 1 in 6,000 of actually getting hired for a position. That goes into the territory of an amateur golfer being able to hit a hole in one. Your chances are pretty slim by doing it that way. Secondly, is that if all you're doing is just applying for jobs, then you're not going to get access to the invisible jobs market. Now, I hear you saying, what are the invisible jobs? We hear about this all the time. Invisible jobs are those jobs that never see the light of day on a job post, on a job market, on a job board, any of those places. They just won't appear there. These are the jobs that haven't got sign off in a company, that are probably planned in 3 months' time, in 6 months' time, are probably the situation where somebody's just left the company and they haven't yet got a replacement and they're still thinking about it. If all you're doing is applying to the jobs that are on the job boards, you're not getting access to those ones. And that's also making your chances even more slim of getting hired. And then thirdly is the time that you're spending unemployed. In the old days, and the old days is only like 5, 10, 15 years ago, you will probably be spending just a few weeks at most outside of work and looking for a job. Right now, that's turned into months. Quite often that's turned into years. So what can you do to try and change all of this? And there are some simple methods that can help increase your odds. It's not a magic pill, but what it will do absolutely is it's going to make life a hell of a lot easier for you in the long run. The key to it is making sure that you get visibility. The challenge with an application-only strategy is the only people who are going to be looking at your CV is the recruiter, just one person. That's all that's going to be looking at your CV with all the thousands of applications you have, and that's if you're lucky. What you need to do is to get access to all the people, all the influencers, the decision makers, the hiring managers, the founders of your key target audience, the companies that you want to work for. Fortunately, there is actually a platform out there that can really help, and that's LinkedIn. First and foremost, what you need to do is to update your profile. Make sure your profile is showing and demonstrating all of your skill, all of the value you've got, all of the problems that you can solve. So you need to optimize your profile. You need to make sure that you can show and demonstrate when somebody comes onto your profile page, they see quickly what it is that you can do. The next thing is you've got to drive traffic to that landing page, your profile. And how do you do that? Well, you need to post, you need to engage, and you need to comment en masse to make sure that you're getting visibility. And how you do that is, first of all, start to create your own content. You need to put yourself out there and you need to start talking about all the great things that you can do, the skills that you've got, the value that you can add, the insights that you've got in your market. Become the expert in your field. Show people what you can do for them. And then make sure that you go to your target audience, you follow them all on LinkedIn. So follow the companies, start connecting with the people who are working there, and then start to interact and engage on their posts, on their content. But it's not about engaging with them directly by saying, here's my CV, I'm looking for a job. No, what this is about you showing people your value and skill. You're talking about some of the problems they've got. You're reflecting on some of the things that you've done and how you solved that very same thing yourself a year ago, 2 years ago. That way you start to get noticed. And the more that you do that, the more likely they are to go onto your profile page, and they then start to then look at you and see why it is that they should interact with you. The third element in it is that direct follow-up. Make sure you're following up on all the people who are looking at your profile page. Make sure that you are pinging out to them, you're connecting with them, you're messaging them, and you're talking about all of the interactions that you've had, not the fact that you're looking for a job. I know it's counterintuitive, but it actually will help you a heck of a lot more than if all you're doing is just applying for jobs. Now, does that mean that you never apply for a job? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you need to be really strategic in what you do. So absolutely, the most important thing is to up your visibility. And then the second thing is to then strategically apply. And then once you're strategically applying with all that activity online, that way is the best chance that you're going to have of making sure that you're getting seen, you're having conversations, you're getting interviews, and of course, the most important thing is that you get hired.